condolences to the Honorable Shadrach Ufusuware. Shadrach Ufusuware, aka Al Shadi, lost to your wife. Benis the Brakwa Dakwa Yankupon fan the currency. Weekend and a year bus with a free Master P ho our London. And good morning to friends of Kansas City from Pasolo. A right song for this cold morning and weekend. Sometimes you feel like all is lost, and then comes a song you can relate to it, all the changes. Mami si Williams here that's here and so nyom no keke. Obahima ya kuna do good morning. Fifi e was home good morning. Happy birthday to a retired cat kiss Martin Oforiado. Oforidia Ajoso Snet. Condolences to Okro Yeboa of Kurupon Equiapem. Mother goes home this weekend. Condolences to you. Kungram his Samson sent in this 2 messages. Good morning to Whitney Whitney of St. Monica's SHS2. She's a business student. And Madam Anna Equia Ohenewa Dudu. Pretty Ann Ena Dodonwa Efrewo. Good morning to you. The messages, we love you. And it's coming from family members. Sade bidi kan no enche yebekwa homa no so na yakwa akodi nkomo, but teacher my any priority for enshase.
Okay.
What you say? We sure so question the maomu. And on Facebook onsa ebeka no akai ahye no so Facebook no Oman Life, YouTube enso Oman Life na no so akai ahye no so kai na hye no so na yenko ahma no so na fi ye Dr. Erikofi Obuti enkonkodin como Director of Corporate Affairs at the PURC. Doc Yemwachi. Doc, morning.
Morning, Patrick.
Me hu ye na so aye.
Onya do maye.
PURC adwuma de say yes do corporate affairs ana. There are a lot of questions e wo ho a Omanfm no de ye nti de ana mo ye no ase. E de na akofa entumu foforo asan abai opani.
Yo, mi da ase. Mpacho on say ye quarterly review. Se busum ye so bia no ye quarterly review. The tariffs na ye no e be kinya pija kakra na se be perform na se be dan awana bega. Na nanu ye tariffs no ye ka se ye dika kakra bi. E kana ye di that time 976 million cedi. Nti ye chemu fa pano ye di tariffs no the last time. Nti fana kanu 488 million or say it is a kanu. Nti ye decide kanu edika tariff na ye this time ye di account. Now apart from that also no, ye provision for liquid fuels. Liquid fuels ni like crude oil and I say heavy fuel oils are the power thermal plants maybe. Also do na use gas. Na gas also no. Instead that end also ma thermal plants ni na sa the minimum use liquid fuels at the power thermal plants. And also ye firm 27% at the tariffs no. I'm funding because I buy so assume about 73% of that. Then the final one, no, I had the account this time a reserve margin and a reserve capacity margin. Reserve capacity margin, the AN is a more stability to the grid, any reliability. Na would you fancy be a ball and team players no more 11 our field no so. Those 11 players no yes our reserve players our bench so. Nti e be a ball na obi pra and I say Babra na assistant reserve player no e dey abem. Nti sa reserve player na oti hono. Obo wambo or say chaneka because oti ho. The assembly of field so na nation. That's the essence of the reserve capacity. Say, you have capacity be down. Into plant be that's a plant in any juma. Now, your free plant we say, but same because we are down. And I say, your maintenance. Into and no reserve capacity. Into never mean some way. And I idea that yeah, all the time. I say inflation, exchange rate, generation mix between the thermal and the hydro, and the weighted average cost of gas. I will share weighted average cost of gas now. Now you use $7.62 per MMBTU. MMBTU a million British thermal unit. And the measure of measurement, the unit of measurement for gas. Now you use $7.62. This time I cost $7.71. Not just a $1 be other count for every unit of gas. Yeah, $1 be other count. Until you do not a blend there, and I'm at 2.45%. Okay, I'm fat. Niama me in some way I count there. Okay, be who say tariff no about confirm. Niama me in some amabubo so debt no I down. I can't I down. This reserve margin and 27% of the fuel na the account, and I'm at pay at 2.45.
Dr. Kofi wote my enti we ase 1% dollar no $1 bi abeka ho ana wo ka ho ase be say nim say dollar no a stabilize back from $1 no free hin.
Don't in purchase on say gas no nyeye na manufacture gas no you gas from Nigeria. Different end gas. The gas no be enye bi efi Jubilee. Na no so omu price mai enye say free. Enye bi fi Sankofa. Enye bi fi 10 en Chineboa enye into side on. Enye bi inti the blending nyina na omu the price na mai. Enye na a produce gas no. Inti gas price na benya no. That's the one we use. And a pass-through cost. That's what I say. Now, we should exchange it now. I use 10 cedis 30% to the exchange to the dollar, and I use a year tariff. Because you use Bank of Ghana rate. You use spot rate. Spot rate, they are uko ejum. Na uko $2. Then I'll be young. But uko spot rate is there. No, $1 no for 10 cedis 30%. But use Bank of Ghana rate of 10 cedis 30%. Now, no idea, you use a rate of 15 cedis 69 pesos a day. A dollar no idea, and can take from 15.69 to 10.30. That is there's a huge drop in the dollar rate compared to their issue no issue 10.3. The left to the dollar rate alone, and or set the ember form. Inflation are dropping. Now you issue 22.4. She say you issue 20.67. And so above from it's based on this practice and or tariffs and back down. But because of those never mean some way I made possible and I'm an abasa tariffs and apijan itikaka.
Edia na ama mo decide say a car na wo ho niema hodo be miensa mo akeka ni nyina bom dia boy so saa one can say, oh, at this time around, yenhwe na yenyusu baako yekoye nim no yenyusu na man spread ya mai adinti na mo pese mo kan nyina bom ema ebo no kosoro sa.
Yo me da say, I say e kaga na da for it creating the end year the last tariff is ba be tariff ni bi ma ye di back down. And the year from the last tariff say the back down. Then the idea was say the enfan count. Now we share for light crude oil and so. And also, the Amfaka and I say anti a in FEMA. I say you bring a shortage in power supply because plants need be fuel to run. And found count there, and will be running at a loss. Not just for the next 3 months. No, we are not too sure how the plants will run. Then a reserve margins for the stability. We might be tempted to have a collapse in the system. If your plant be engagement, we say now we move plant in the crop. What they call Ashanti region, from American planting. They are Ashanti just to create stability in the voltage system and in the grid. But now, I say, not you know, so they are all down in the south. But aircon north hot side, we need stability in the voltages. If you move plant maybe at the other side, AXA for crop or air plant maybe or Ashanti region, just to create stability in the middle belt and towards the northern section. The grid could function stressing on capacity. The transmission network. They are building the transmission network, which is the backbone of electricity supply, to make sure that the electricity supply is stable around the country. Until we have to do something to make sure that at least we have a stability of power to entire nation. Into Abasa, we didn't take everything on board at the go. But we share fuels and say now we use only 27%. We didn't use the entire 100%.
Now my figure be say aban afa ma min ti sa asem na se.
The passion say fuel cost now. We took only 27% of it. The entire 100. Now we take 27%, 100% now. I cover 73%. That 73% portion of the liquid fuels now. are buying HSI to supplement whatever it is we are pushing through the tariff.
Mamin confirming through on just say increment near say and started away.
But your increment for electricity is 2.45%. And for water the factory income increment in the best started on the 1st of July 2025. Now we share Obi our lifeline consumer no. Lifeline consumers in for use up to a maximum of 30 kilowatt hours. In terms of electricity, in terms of kilowatt hours, that's the unit of measurement. And as over say units, 30 units maximum, which you see 30 units of electricity at the end of the month. A car is 60 pesos, 60 pesos in one city. Now, so you be a we should be 50 units, 50 units. No, a car the what you are paying right now, the difference will be 2 cities, 27 pesos. We will be a we use 100 units of electricity now. You have a count 4 cities, 54 pesos. It's Sana.
I see. And then I'm consider what are the one for Bibianca.
But what I'm increments now, 0.1, and only in the wisdom of the corporations, almost say young Janus are money in WBI.
Adenti na no de yeketekete. Ho de ka bi ani ho problems bi ani ho.
Oh, no say yeah no. You already consider for water no exchange rate, chemical cost no. And inflation. Chemical cost no. And said cost inflation about down. Exchange rates no see the nanya honde against the dollar. Until no about down. Tariffs no about down for water. However, will be there for me pass-through cost. Now pass-through cost no electricity cost no because electricity for pumping stations offices now more running anyway. Electricity 30% of the cost of production of water. Until when we run through the electricity cost of about 30%, we brought the tariff back to about 0.1. If it had not been for the electricity cost, and the tariffs for water would have dropped equally. But because electricity has an impact on water production, we brought the tariffs back again to 0.1. If the commissioners decided that let's keep it at 0%, and that we did.
Okay, Orobuti Wadaroma, Mammy South Assemi, Yenim say about electricity. Omom use postpaid, or the car Yakuchum, you use prepaid in so. Say one top unit and credit no ne kane no edum e kaya wo ka ho asemi e den e ma sa aka no bai
but kano previous quarters and yes Nansiana I can buy Tiffany American. When we're doing the first 2 quarters of 2025, I can't get that 976 million. Like it's accumulation of hectare and yet and I can buy 9 years of I can buy and say Tiffany if half of the 976 the last time I did I can hectare 488. Who beside me we say and I am and I say why didn't you consider only portions of the elements na me bobo so. As you said this time you see oh you have 488 meaning but you be fa emufa e chemufa bioma na I say it be to be about 244. That's what we would have used. Now 244 bioma or say any the yet in the next quarter. If you do some next quarter instead of 244 million I was saying yeah. If you are not lucky enough, then I find say exchange rate depreciate, see the new depreciate against the dollar bill. And I say inflation epigenity bill. Now I can instead of 244, maybe I'm not going to 250 million. Now, okay, you see 250 million to be funding in a prequency. Would you have 200? Then I got 50. Uber connect and now they have a count bill. So that is how the debt accumulated. Okay, one of debt.
See, Matthias, inclusively ben aside because you say who say a dollar rate no any cedi no our fem. Enti inclusive ben aside nyina you bet me atwe because as a cano okay ye managing say as a second e be 10 cedis yes ye 7 cedis still no be that so enti inclusive ben aside ka we ye betua be we ma o man ma no o ho atom
yo me da so I say it's a year pass dollar no sitting anya hondi against the dollar. But it not being for the fact sitting anya hondi against the dollar no. It wouldn't have been too good. Because the strength of the CD against the dollar no and my Canada atiaba from Sapa na ekana air cano nano I 488 in the account. Ya clear 976 million or say yet me pass away through now. Yeah, not just at 976 clear a cano. And what will be thinking of going forward and the ABA well cost at the account. But that is in the purview of government. Government will be taking that portion of the cost and then to PUS a Kadadana hospital, we have been able to clear that a Canada hospital. That's what in the eyes of the PURC that clears a Canada. As you said, it's a new thing which has happened again.
Doc, civil societies need be criticize the PURC say more use old inflation rate of 20.67% and amodium calculation instead of current 18.4%. No, how then ever sir?
That's it. Me say now you use if you check the last press release, the inflation rate now was 22.49%. This time around you use 20.67, which is a drop from the 22.49. Now 20.67 is an average over the period. Maybe say we don't use the spot rate, just like in the case of exchange rate. Then you use spot rate. If we were to use the spot rate for the exchange, we would be using maybe around 12 or 13, because that is what is on the market. But you use 10.30, 10.30, which is what the Bank of Ghana rate is. The inflation, we don't use the spot inflation. The inflation, if we were to use the spot rate, they use 18.4. But it's an average over the 3-month period. The average new strike here, it be also from. The average is simple average new strike over a 3-month period. In 20.670, that's what we used to do it. The inflation, the tariffs. That's what we use for the computation.
Donc, you know what's the page there, Besamba? Yes, so yeah, that's Dr. Eric Kofi Obute, a Director of Corporate Affairs, PRC, and you know, Edin Komono. Did you enjoy a toasumu?
Brian, yeah, they are funny, because Brian, Semino Brook or Town, I say, will be a tower which you ameka. No man, fame,
almost a ride, a goodwill, buying horses, see no more pia canning in Aguia, so because so many Safiana by another. A cha, a bedroom, tea, manai, and Nina, she see her.
Intermediate and America, and say electricity, said them be can be say, no. Among you soup postpaid, you know, Okoni to chunk of for light, you know, all in the name of or the cat, a year. Now, almost some use prepaid, ever hay. One got top creditor Musua and so. There be a cow ho, a cow ho, a cow ho. Watch him. Not just say, you'll be no more. Almost use to can no moon tia. And I say, a DNT and a cano, watch them there. Nanso the ordinary Ghanaian and so be sase na se there be a yabeje light bill meneka enipa ba ko mienu bi deka and afin so no ade ba ko nso amehunu se ba ya na state institutions no aban nyima no bebre so tie de deka enti eno no omonko because so be na obi tene ba bia sabio hiani mobro wabi oyisu bobo baako ebi ane fan baako na ne TV fia wa bi eno yusu ono no e de ka electricity a yakotwa ne diem nanso na adwumakuo bi ebi kwa na adwumakuo nya ga na adwumakuo na wode ka bum eno achu behwe ya na etiti bi o news mu yesi o ECG fo akọ company bi mu omokọ ye no omo aye illegal ene ade enti enema meka no ba no wa kirem de bat. There are so many factors that contribute to sad debt here working one seven. It is a PRC for any institutions, no, to say a Ghana Water, any electricity company of Ghana. Somebody didn't correct it through ECG a honor. Me this a car at TTC, you know, anchor a beba form. So, Oko baby, you be child can name and sanitary a PBB my in yai. Na ya pe bibia mankrofo no mo gya ni nyina yete ne da bia enti seka we nyina be free hode a de mi hono ni se Ghana fo nyere won ho se wa de enkane aka ensuo ka ubetua na afi wo mom ye adwuma such institutions no se ECG ne ade no wo mo kono mo koto so obi a illegal mo nyi sike ebi no mo nyi sike enwo mo wotom na ya me cheka no ma afoforo entua ase adwuma no a ebi no ye wo Ghana ha no woye de benefit wo no an ho ba se be benefit wo mine de da bi so ahu ukọ ayi a na nse na meka ukọ ti se kwa bibiri mu ne mpata mu ho no a omanfo ho no tai complain pa se your light ekosoro dodo your light ekosoro dodo adai ahu your light bill no ekosoro dodo enso be ko na nya hwi na wo use de mi bisa ne se ayen bia obi gibi gu ni botom ana se obi fa kwan bi so abelin crofo enti aka wo ho a yesere mo yegidi se enchiremu ne ntumu amode abebe ide enkakra mu beyi ka na firi ho na dako because yi ka ne MPP aban na otwa mu no se bibi bape na aban no wahuri aginam na ma entumu no ene nema no aba fom so ho enti yebehwe se eka wo ye omode omo aka se ye ho enti omo ma ye bills na kosoro no omo hwe so mbetumi edi atua eka ne nyina awi amagana fo nso ho atom braille
107.1 suni ha ye Omanfm uti se de nkomo no sikura uti mu se ahokyere wo ho uni ahokyere wo ho
na na fo mu se ne aban no pretend se wo ba yi wa magana fo ho atom no braille enye sa na tie o enye sa na tie montete mo ne ma so ya yese monte na eye bi mfoni bi omu twa magana fo hunu se o aban ba yi wa ya ade nti no esese but ahokyere wo ho ahokyere pa wo man ni mu hu behia se aban no ase fake pictures bi a omu twa de akere Ghana fo se Ghana fo hu se o man no mu bibia ekoyie no that is not it Ghana fo bre pa enema enipa fam saabri no enema enipa fam saabri na se aban no eye bibi na onyai se o create artificial self sufficient na enema bi no esa aban no eya hwe yi wo ne because Ghana for bre honorable
Omanfm.
The cocoa farmers under MPP, cocoa price per bag was 3,000. They promised to increase it to 6,000. We had it at 3,000 under MPP. They said they were going to increase it to 6,000. Was 3,000. They promised to increase it to 6,000. And we, the cocoa farmers under MPP, cocoa price per bag was 3,000. They promised to increase it to 6,000. We had it at 3,100. They said they were going to increase it to 6,000. Today, they have reneged on that promise, and they tell us that they didn't know the scale of the challenge. Really? So they didn't know and they were promising. We don't need symbolic gestures. They are only engaged in such practices and neglecting the structures. The deeper you look, the more you find that this government does not aim to transform, but they are engaged in a regression wrapped in rhetoric. Mr. President, you promised truth, but so far we are seeing evasion. Mr. President, you promised inclusiveness. Today, you are serving us with exclusion. Your Excellency, you promised partnership. But what we are experiencing, you've broken your promise. You have abandoned your own sacred oath as a government. You have abandoned your own manifesto. You've trampled upon the hopes of the nation in search of a meaningful continuity. But this country will not surrender. We, the minority, the mighty minority, will not sit back as we redefine and ruin reforms. We will not let you stretch your stay or mutilate the Constitution. After 120 days, we clearly see your schemes. We see your lame duck days. We see a government without hope. We see bitterness along the way. But we promise the people of Ghana that we will stand by you, we will stand with you, and we know that come the next cycle of elections, NPP will have an opportunity to reset this country on a positive footing for a better Ghana. Thank you so much indeed. Yeah. From light to darkness. When Ghanaians say let there be light, the NDC say let there be darkness. So we have a Doomsaw Pro Max. Darkness, darkness, darkness. Mr. President promised to fix Ghana's energy crisis. He accused his predecessor of failure. Although NPP came to meet Doomsaw and fixed the Doomsaw, yet during the campaign, Mr. President and his party rather accused MPP of not keeping the light on. But let's all be honest with ourselves. The last 120 days, we have seen persistent power outages, low voltage, and silence in the face of national inconvenience. Not a single moment, a single day, has the energy minister addressed the Ghanaian people on the energy crisis. Where is the energy minister? Is he lost in this darkness? We are taking a torchlight looking for the energy minister. We cannot find the energy minister. Mr. Energy Minister, where are you? Bring back our lights. The emerging power crisis during the second term of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama obviously will be deeper, and it appears that it's going to be darker and deadlier. Across the country, businesses are gradually grinding to a halt. Industries are scaling back production, and hospitals are struggling to save lives without consistent electricity. Yet they go to the hospitals and all they know is sacking the chief executives. Sack them. Sack them. Sack them. That is all that the ministers are doing. Targeting chief executives and sacking them instead of putting on the lights. Home appliances are burning out. Livelihoods are vanishing. And the national mood is collapsing under the weight of government inaction. What we are seeing today is not intermittent disruption. It is a national emergency. And yet, the Mahama administration continues to offer excuses instead of solutions. Instead of resolving the problems, he recites blames like a broken record. Ghanaians deserve lights, not lectures. Leadership is action, not endless lamentation and blame game. Mr. President, NDC government, bring back our lights. You were not elected to lament. You were elected to do the work and fix the lights and fix the problem. You promised in your SONA that you were going to fix the problems. You are not fixing the problems. Fix the problems. Now, assault on the judiciary, the rule of law under siege. His Excellency promised, quote, reset the faith in leaders and institutions, end quote. I repeat, His Excellency promised reset of faith in leaders and institutions. But what is his that do we see?
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable James Agalga, my very good friend, has talked about how the MPP government terminated some appointments. Mr. Speaker, assuming without admitting that that even happened, shouldn't our governance move forward? Shouldn't we have good governance? And indeed, when we promise resetting, what does that mean? But Mr. Speaker, more importantly, may I refer the House, Mr. Speaker, may I refer the House to Article 191 of our national constitution, which states, and I quote, a member of the public services shall not be dismissed or removed from office or reduced in rank or otherwise punished without just cause, end quote. Mr. Speaker, we are building a nation and there are hundreds and thousands of people out there who have lost their jobs. I think our friends from the other side, the Honorable James Agaga, should join us to appeal to the President, just as he took an oath, Mr. Speaker, on the second schedule of our national constitution, where he said, and I quote, to protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, end quote. Article 191 is a provision of the Constitution of Ghana, and the President is enjoined to indeed defend and protect this provision of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the President, in the same schedule, swore an oath to do justice to all manner of persons. Some of these people whose appointments have been terminated, some are NDC members, Mr. Speaker. Some are MPP members. Some are non-partisan. Some don't even know what happens in politics. And yet, a president who says he'll be father for all has terminated the appointment. When President Mahama was leaving office, Mr. Speaker, he appointed Mr. Joseph Whittal as the Commissioner for Shraj. He appointed Joseph Nkrumah as Chairman of NCCE. On 23rd December 2016, he appointed Daniel Domevilo as Auditor General. Mr. Speaker, it is not Abu Jinapor,
member conclude.
or it is not the minority. It's not the minority, Mr. Speaker, who is giving the president names. No, Mr. Speaker, when you go out there on the streets, it's the Ghanaian youth who are talking about that. That the president promised to create jobs, and yet he's come, and the talk on the street is that Mahama Bako terminations, baby. Mr. Speaker, and that is why they have named him. We haven't named him. The minority hasn't named him. They have named him Terminator number 1. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we call on the president to rise up to the occasion to jettison the promises, and Mr. Speaker, and honor his commitments of providing you for the Ghanaian people. What we heard on 27th was a message of lamentations and not a State of the Nation address. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the attention. Then Mahama has formed. He has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Mr. Speaker, why do I say this? Take, for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor in special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star Experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness, and yet he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. The Speaker, he says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers, and he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. The Speaker, I want to submit that these presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country, in essence, as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer, are in fact, indeed, and in substance, deputy ministers of state. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints, Mr. Speaker, listen carefully, please. Mr. Speaker, he then appoints 1 presidential advisor on media, 4 directors of communication at the office of the president, 5 deputy directors of communication, 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, 1 assistant media liaison officer, 1 communications consultant. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics, and I want to submit. Let's Speaker, I've done the mathematics that I want to submit, and I do this not from a partisan lens, but I do this as somebody who had the privilege and honor to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff. I know how it works. In terms of the cost on the national exchequer, the President has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers. The President has established a Ministry of Youth Development. I want to refer the House and my good friend, Honorable, I will tender all of this.
107.1 on Facebook, Oman Life, Okoha, on Sabeka on YouTube, Oman Life, Okoha, on Sa Ebeka. Kojo Fiano says, please check the barracks of our security services and count the number of air conditioners and freezers. In the rural areas, you can get even ice blocks to buy from the barracks. Kojo Fiano, they say, yes, we need to pay electricity bill. So I don't know how. Energy minister as well
can maybe a koye a year be or baby. When so the punches uncle police station or a blog at
yes. I know the oka be at all.
Now baby say I'm say teacher and now can say other government institutions no muntria light in their canka home. And if I say will be a untria light, now as I the light a business.
You hardly hear about PURC under His Excellency John Nana Addo Dankwa's government. When John Mahama signed the take or pay energy contract the last time, didn't he know the repercussion that it was going to bring hardship to Ghanaians? Sad. Solomon Kwe and Obisa Yadase. Now, what is a Bank of Ghana? Also, my reverse in the 100 now. Muyi woman.
Almost Ajum.
Or my reverse ya more another probation. I win him. Or more fans say backlash in a woman. Happy birthday in comma, Mrs. Evangeline Nanama Akosa. Evangeline Nanama Akosa. Oh, celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Samuel Asamoah Labi, your brother, and I do ya bad. The trick on person we and say backlash in Intino. Or my shadow don't move, don't be you on Marco.
See you boom the
backlash. It was the biggest mistake on one name from we. And to Omar calling Omunina for another probation. Into woman near ye best a 5. So 5 for them won't even create it. Dibe Bosme me and Sani say ye bet 10. Into any beba who saw no near Saki Omunina. Ye be any actually.
But the Omni say National Labour Commission say we are back Ukraine you were DM for Quania. I was see you were the one answer what you are still Okoha, the S woman you obey. It is a mere 5 year and I said,
now call Labour Commission. What they Asma National Labour Commission.
Me no more didn't come up but
I say one Saudi Asma call me
on Tican City no to National Labour Commission.
Me met hey me de nyuma ko mi nu alcohol. Ne du baby a wan kasa ububefu agya asem na chidi. Okay? Edu baby a ububefu agya asem no achidi. But brother on the more serious news we ho. Ensem wo Ghana ha pa edi kan. Okwan ya akwan aban ede enipa nam so no ho. Ensem bebre wo ho a edi kan. Nanso ase eniema no bi ayedin. Hwe anopa yi obo voice minority leader ne first voice abo kuku no kasafa kuku ho ne ade time ana orumanyamfo ato forcing all kan asem no o say sa afie na 2024 na omampani sa be omampani akufuado e de call 3100 no eye wo mo a sa ye no na nakom de be call 6000 ene achi them say no 6400 or so. Sabre no sa afe no last year na nakos de be ko sabre no ene ye misa se anonom kura akuafo e de bo om koku se na be ya koku no ensuo nonom no na aba no nsei no aban ba yi o de amakuafo no ana so ahu na Ghana ha no eto da bia o ma meso mampani John Dramani Mahama.
In fact, answer me at forcing a explaining the entire Montiminto, no, my intino, you better basso.
The market prices and differentials is what aids smuggling. Large gap between market price and farmers' payment encourage smuggling and threatened long-term sustainability. This implies that for every ton of cocoa delivered this year, in fulfillment of the rollover contract, Ghana Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer would lose $4,000 per ton in revenue. No wonder we are unable to offer the cocoa farmer the right price, because every ton delivered because of the rollover contract, $4,000 has been lost. And so the government is unable to offer enough for the cocoa farmer. And this is what is actually leading to the smuggling of cocoa beans to our neighboring countries, Togo and Ivory Coast. Cocoa Board's extra budgetary spending is also a major fiscal risk. Total debt at the Ghana Cocoa Board is 32.5 billion, of which 9.7 billion is due to be paid at the end of September 2025, this year. Outstanding cocoa road contract reached 21 billion. In fact, $1.3 billion in the year 2024.
Teacher, as a man to assume.
Brian Winning say, enye suru enemra eni nyankopon sura ka hu Ghana ni bi okoto abama NDC ahu. Brian adan na empanyimfo sei betimi atena wo man yi mu. Akekan sem sei akere oman ma. Eye so manya ye ya to abana mo awi enti bra no mo opposition no, that means NDC for aya trofo enya nwanwa so mbeka kire Ghana for se ntumi ntu cocoa price mu esanse na wo mu nim niema ewo ho oh right he eto dem na tietie nsem bi si ahu nyame anso wakoma mu asem ebe pie wa no aba na hwe ya be free studio ni ekosan adai eden na ada na Ghana for ye mfanye ye bra me we kra abo chese me mpese he ye nti ha e na owura kwaachi ofusu edu brebia na Omanfm dada John Dramani Mahama obi free akonya 2016 no obi bisa no se wo ma ya appointment bi o se Omanfm sa bre no John Dramani Mahama e wotumi akosi se danoa ye beso empo anopa a ye nyenso Omanfm fufuro no in no o yotumi se obetumi aye appointment bia
Sasem no so kan na no kre
god nanso ekufu ado free so yi sa appointment no ye your be isa nkofo no adin sa bre no na mfamra kwan so no Omanfm ni tumi so no de obey appointment ana we na ya na meka no makoka ya asem a waka da bia me de kwa otiri hu nse abato esu wonsunsan so wahu yete ha sa audio no bra I think me forward amount bra na owura kwa chofusu ka sa asem no
yeah
o ka kire Ghana for say Omanfm no wo sa bre Omanfm John Dramani Mahama no be free akonwa so 2016 aya to abawi no appointment bebre e no ye you be say me si owura kwa chofusu na sem o ka ye ene say ya to abawi nanso sa bre no Omanfm John Dramani Mahama wo tumi e wo man no da so ye Omanfm nti appointment bi e ho a e famra kwan so ese so ye de obeye nanso nei ye nka ho asem because MPP form ho kwan amane MPP nsem akata bibi ya so na nkete ya beba be ka che se anka wo asa bre no ekufu ado tirimu odin na wo wia kokko ekuyafo ka ese 2024 no one makra no ma price no 6000 na wo wasen aba abetwa na nsem ya che se nye Ghana na ye nka ya de a se bibi no adwen wo fom a sankrofo awi ka demonstrations a hore Brian me maka me say me beti concerned Cocoa Farmers Association e wo Ghana ha Brian because okwan a aben ye na agri sector omo ready omo budget no ye misa say sika sen eno mu twaaye a omo de ko agri sector ne ye misa say sika sen na aban no twaaye a wo de ko Omanfm atenaye ye chiman yi mu esanse to de bia sabio ye mu bi no ya adwene wo fom anti no NDC be twatro no gusua no mo aye hu deda na afi Ghana fo abeji atom enne ne Ghana fo fam bia na no na me yese me ka ho asem na no aboya bufa boache wa ma me anka kora because o catch them say teacher ye nya ho asem kan because akuafo no ye nko ba bia Cocoa growing areas na wo Ghana ha no ye misa se aba no sen na wo mo eto no who say na me pese me kan sa asem na ka won kokora na me nya kan because Cocoa akuafo no abinom to aba etia MPP
yes
ene ono be sori abe ka kire wo say wo kire wo de ntia wo to Cocoa obuo no mu a enye yi adai
atoforsen
the market prices and differentials is what aids smuggling. Large gap between market price and farmers payment encourage smuggling and threatened long-term sustainability. This implies that for every ton of cocoa delivered this year, in fulfillment of the rollover contract, Ghana Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer would lose $4,000 per ton in revenue. No wonder we are unable to offer the cocoa farmer the right price, because every ton delivered because of the rollover contract, $4,000 has been lost. And so the government is unable to offer enough for the cocoa farmer. And this is what is actually leading to the smuggling of cocoa beans to our neighboring countries, Togo and Ivory Coast. Cocoa Board's extra budgetary spending is also a major fiscal risk. Total debt at the Ghana Cocoa Board is 32.5 billion, of which 9.7 billion is due to be paid at the end of September 2025 this year. Outstanding cocoa road contracts reached 21 billion, in fact $1.3 billion in the year 2024.
107.1 so ni ha Omanfm Finance Minister Kisela Tofosen ena yetin kan teacher ma yenko yanim kakra nsan ya san aba yachi yenko yanim kakra yenko
bra wa ho hwe ena me kan se yese ahwenepa
to aso
enkasa nemum ankuri hunu
ene
yedede Ghana for NDC for yi omo ba ye omo promises bi omo de ma ya na hu se eye juicy promise no omo ba ye omo asese omo ano e ka atoro na nsem foforo na kire ye na mfie 9 no otwen bebre bomofo nso bebre pa
asekire ne sen
se otwen no de onwuram e na obomofo no kope na kunu nti otwen no betumi ka pa na obomofo nso opo otwen na kunu no
enwure bi twitwa no enwure ene apia
braya
ni apembre abehia wo mo ni ananka godtwen no na dwo no nam
yes
sa apembre ni akire bi nso na wanadwo
yes so ahu enti omampani no obebre ne nkofo ombe kire nsemu ache na Ghana ni no nso ano nso kwoto aba nso ho be kire wo pa wa brabo no aden bra ma mento ade kakra wate
fagu apampan so ne enko
medase
apampan ye den ya
apampan ye chance trawa bi a eso ye de nuoma eguso eton esan de kwafuom ema ne tai de so a enema nti apampan ye chance kese ye tretrewa ye de kwafuom de ne eguso eton
yanku yanim
okay mama sha sefi Landsroad Logistics oni pa bia wodidi a enuane nro bi oni padua no hia na de anyini na de aye adwuma emo ahoden ema ade atenase na se enuane nro no enye aduane bi abedi na bi wom ebi okwa aduane na abedi no na sabi wo nhye nya bibi papa bia ewom enti ni padua no nkoyie adwene no ntimi nya adwuma se na eyo no enti Landsroad Logistics akofa organic pomegranate food supplement aba eno ebeboa ma enuane nuro no a ese wuhia no wonsa aka enti what the fruit falls pomegranate juice aba sanso eno the cold milled season so aba ni nyina eboa ma enuane nura enipadua no ehwehwe no ubetumi enya so wo enkna ha nsrewo aduro no na obetua kana se de brɛ wo no de eye free enti free Landsroad Logistics ewo 0539 982593 Fresesia na eni omonkasa na ne ahia no ode bebrɛw Givers Herbal Center boa mema emomo atimi adi agro yi ewo empaso ma oyere ama omo opiafo enti what the Givers P capsules aba na opese yadwuma yie pa aduro na yadwuma yie pa na mum opese yadwuma emroso a wani beje pa de a eya ato Givers Co capsules na ka ho esanse ebi ana empaso agro na ba ma no ntumi ndi no ya na ebi a wo sisi yade koko bi how oyemu atim enti to Givers P capsules na the Givers Co capsules no aka ho no ne ba nu na yadwuma entem ama say malaria typhoid and jaundice in so they are myself say koto Givers Herbal Mixture no na beboa Givers GC Mixture no so ene ne capsules no beboa ema no ensansan bi agugu ba bia no onom a ne nyina behye enemu yade sa na wode epua no so a haw no onom a ne nyina ebeyi afiri ho ama enti nom Givers GC Mixture ene ne capsules no ebom na wanya ensunsuanso ne de open ohare kwan so for Givers ewo 0543 222470 and 0506 851135 when we sasa no akoto ye no wan koto ne ebrepamu nti ensuo to ye ensuo afasase ne nyina na kyese wan koto asase no Palaton Properties ho Palaton Properties yedmeko ensase papa ene oton obi ododo a Waterworks dodo a Odumse Aburipu Krom Shire Hills ena East Legon Hills na Shire Hills asase no senya wutwa no 70 by 100 feet na what the one plot no ge 20,000 Ghana cedis can 200 million omo nhihye yimu no ukotua 5,000 can 50 million na no atwa asase no ama afe na ode atua de aka no oyi obi nso awo car yes salon car papa ana mini bus ye papa fakọ Palaton Properties na ndi omkota no hwe car no o pasase a obeji car no ama asase Palaton Properties nkoane adwumaku a woni sika kramia bia ka bomu ase wusi dan no akoka kwan mu a obema besia ma de awie wo dan no wa wie dan na wotim no no ama mfie aduru no na besia no ode ma wo no wo de atua wo mpe we na apede yin Free Palachium Properties ewo 0551 499919 anase 0243 354100 Mamenko Spanish garlic mixture and then the capsules as so enam ni omho adanse enkyerɛw oyo bi anase taatai ojonson tentem diabetes esiche yade how why kese em no so bad cholesterol no dɔɔso ya na wakoma ba periperi wonsa no night eye sensen ohome enframa bɔne ewom utu nkromom ro so oba obu nsa na obia ate wonka misrew kopɛ Spanish garlic mixture no bi enom na mfiri ho uwia na opɛ Spanish ginkgo capsules ne bi nso anom na boa ma umoja na de afusane ewo woni padua no wonsa na nsen owore ahyase efi ade kopɛ Spanish ginkgo capsules ne bi nom na ebeboa akwanhodo nyina so mesel opedudu atu afre 0266 114111 afei Mamemfa nko Franco Trading Enterprise. Yabo Franco dia ni obi ekai eye mobile phones. Eye no kre oda so ton phones. Nokia, Samsung, iPhone. Enu achi wakwafa smart TVs aba. Owo Franco air conditioners, Chester freezers, ena refrigerators otombi. Washing machine, microwave, ene blender obi. Wasan kofa CCTV cameras aba enti Franco sebre no enye phones nko ana oton enti fo ani che wanso ye bia na kope bito na me kai we say omo numbers no edaso ye adwuma 0246 422338 ena 0555 939311 omo number etwacho no ye 0302 225651 or say Franco still phone papa efi ene Brian enema no nyina sanwa pampa no so enti da ubono enie nea maka ho asema chi obi abomoden na kope bito
medase.
Today we are talking about dollar. I hear in the news all over. The economists will tell you if they are fair and they are not playing politics with it. It is not a magic from NDC government, it's not a magic from MPP government that is bringing the dollar down. It is Trump and his policies towards the rest of the world's economy that people are not demanding dollars as expected. So the dollars are sitting there. Now they are competing with China. So whatever they are saying, if Trump and the world come together again, you will see that our country did not put or implement any policies that will bring the dollar down. So whatever you are seeing here is temporal. I am telling you, it's temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate.
Tija, when him say nurses almost strike na ekonkon ho.
Ane.
Enra omo yen sentrofo nhyiemu.
Okay.
Yeah. So omo ko shia select committee on health parliament.
Yeah.
Ema omo ni omo di nkomo. Nkomo na chi ne ma ekoso no. Enko yi mfama wo, but my enko ahma so ne Dr. David Tinkran Echum enkonko di nkomo. Or General Secretary at the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Yene non concoding komo kakram fasem no. Open here watching.
Media, Mejoso, Mechatifo.
Now what to say?
You are the attending.
The Edika is a trophy share more moye no. Assembly na ba ni nim some share select committee on health. Bibia Twitter. A day na ba.
Yo, that's it. We are saying say Kiti Akra. And I think parliamentary select committee in Isia. Na almost a boss. Your interest track no, and since na almost more than almost intimate and employer no, in Kita home mine. Na omo e ma esa rehemu no say bibia bisibia na yeva believe ne ma omo because omo de omo credibility atoko yes eh everybody we and as you yate ana jamia te strike is insane na enra na ka esi ehia ye wo ho ne kansa ena as the chairman of the parliamentary select committee no every minister Kando letter this send a president no president oh now the letter is not addressed to me, it's for the minister. No saying the content is the same in the say the command minister no be the bron to on that account the name no more the any ready you know ya nam kwaso the woman say almost to meet in asheda the content because you know trust ye say the implement no July 1st July na mo try the content but for you know as a mobile to be that and yeah bobo so been luckily enough na yeah national council meeting yeah association or council has engineer siasa and the council no bobo hu no so da bi as them pani fu yon bezo mo de sika jananka engineer preso engineer no an kan ke ya sa nyane strike na e bi yeso ada na yen hwe mo nim kakra na ye hwe di besi eja no ne bo na nansa na nsi na nra de to aso ana eja president Adaroma otimi any impenifu kasa na sa council no che parliament kra enti no ye no mu kasa na omo etimi gitu mu a eja etimi ayese ne ye be hwe mo nim up to 10 for no but ye di tuja se 10 for no de ye ngosia na obi asa be kasa na that was bi asem enti no mo te ya na no kra se mo no mo she no omo aje dem so sana de ya say omo tu ade na she dan kra no omo moya mani o so it was a unilateral decision omo na omo tu ade she that records to us ade ya ni anya hu kra but eja oni mpanifo be da aka se mo dibem nti no na mo te ya na de tie no
mama ntu yas ebia nne de di kan a oni akro no kwa yare sabia sabre ne yase doctor so omo on strike omo nya adwuma nti yenkofie no ase nkrofo keka ne sa na eyasem ben na edemo call strike ne se nne da di kan obi 8 yewa
aha se na ene da di kan obi tie me a 8 year your free be condition of service headness for the midwife and I have workers nyina no only have workers organ nyina apart from akatia no ye wo bibia eka ebata katia no ho a eboa nso ema yetimi yetimi friend say ekoye djuma no so sorry obi e distracted me kakra yetimi yetimi ye djuma no na eno ne ye ne aban class ye ne aban class ye 2024 May and me no year and year until now I think July no as I say or you implement but you crofoni be a call at the airport court kakra in the ama abandoned and me implement this idea no in the Yakoba and say January and you can cast him year. Aha, the cast him year na Sabrina Abai Assessor. The Yakuhu I chief director no more ministers. I've been new ministers no. And also young training ministers. It's your training ministers. And almost ministers and by Saku almost who am to young training ready budget. Now much with the budget me as you. I feel the ready budget year na yakoya. Omo de ne ocha ye ne minister for health ye meeting them pensia. Se unia ye nkoya mi mtaza ye committee na obi sanzo ade no minister my date se bia na otwi mienu se bosome mienu kra o de ye guso. Enti e cost strike ni ehu se ade no ma fa je budget bi. E di je se that's the one me drive no o ye hu so mo fa nyeku. Ye asem no da ho. Tell some of this budget condition of service. Some of the manufacturing budget. Maybe every other a professional they say budget. Mutia. Now, the phone me about the market come one who say CBN. And you just say, yeah, fire some monko. It's not more. Yeah, made cost tracking on the who say, Omoni and me. So, Anna, in Kunyasian, so no, I'm Papa Sobiama. It's not a cost strike. The strike in the mono, and I'm call Labor Commission. I got some money, and no, young because Omanfm pass. And a Labor Commission for interrogatory injunction. And the best years, I don't need your domain answer. And I'm call for subsistence service. I don't need mistake you. If you almost call for amended subsistence service. But and you no credit me actually strike and say, Ghana for suffer any a view parliamentary select committee no from friend who bone any DI or more. I didn't me actually strike and say. I did not a dear nam so a mere cost strike condition of service no 2016 negotiate TV or my fine yajuma 2020 negotiate TV yadibi yajuma and banina yajuma and at 2024 is yes I negotiate here as I can't say
2024 mo year negotiation aban was for promise ben or the mamu.
Oh, no, next July no be implemented. E dia dey follow ade no. We year negotiation we are aban sign here, obi a sign here. Me president Perpetual Frampo and farmer union no. Me na me witness here. Fair Wages and Salaries Commission chief executive or engineer at that time on also signing here. And chief director of Ministry of Health also signing here. And my ministry no. E didn't say ade na signing you just signing. The near social approval 81st July no 2024 no more be implemented because they call Ministry of Finance kwako who say kata ne da honorable abna sorry etebu so a oye ho adwuma na after January amomo implementing after 2 days to the implementation na yanko from the court it na ba na betia na men kan sa betimi aka na CP say no more betia because na ye no more agree bibia say omo de kata to so amana controller no more tia no and I ain't go for be. I can't go for any cool crop or you couldn't matter almost yes. I did. Master me who for me, a court, but I no crown. Guarding as open your money for the Mungo and Mongo can continue to car as 7. By 15 or 20 of January, I can be. Answer I buy cry back. And you know, you need to write as the home command moment so I didn't understand that. That can't me implementing the problem. And you know, Minister for Chief Director of Ministry of Health no years only on any new or Ministry of Finance no e be house no my ade na man adam to mo kim work aka of change of government you know and o me so yan chama ministers na I chama ministers buy I can't cry you no cry e ko bon na ti dom cry o parliament o oba yi na dey etu na ni ye na o ma shi answer na ye budget no be kun ye no ye twa ye nsuru mu no obi kina ba ka ya hu omo boa there is opposite kwate ka complain say omo hu nurse for no condition of service but omo afa share budget ni achaza omo be nyigu
okay so omo for omo nyehu a bani say ya the ordinary Ghanaian na osofa mo inquire sabia yi mo quantify results are mo strike na the buy mo the money ahwe.
Oh, 2020 no say a strike. And no research. Me na me do is research in any cry because in your education research committee me chairman and I'm a naming crop for be a professor so money research into the impact of next the midwifery strike in Ghana. Normal you know na any year I publish a peer review journal mo plus 1 2022 be home say ya publish you. Ezi ya crowd any access track crowd is actually a good crowd but ninya other Ghana for another employers no one by as a munyasem na the ya crowd munyanum journalism phobia gandam journalism phobia omu enti asem ya ti omu gumu omu di next for atem enemy president what di atem what say ya na chese ya manage for strike look let me tell you the National Council of Engineering they obi a with the least qualification required a master's degree. So I say lawyers go, that's our council on a parliament. Lawyers go, PhD holders go, masters for be go. Oh, it's and you probably have the former president and now you say, you know, me my own strike. It makes it hard enough to say ignorant position and I'm pushing on the area. National Council is made of 29 people, 2 from each region, plus 9 national executives. Yeah, you go the old 10 traditional administrative regions now. 29 people, no president, where they convince of some strike. Sure. You need to me no cry. Because you derive your authority from the National Council. And the now you make as a lawyer share no almost and strike. Bre no born Azana. Almost just to be
baako no a mo call strike said na okay mo share that year research na de boy mu nkomo kakra na ye hunu said de ade no ye tenatena ho effect ne be mo ye research na net saying
okay the research number 1 there was economic loss because we also to la nurse for the midwife adwuma it strands across other professions it is a nurse for na it is a friend is saying you know anyone who mo pokra ye kokromoti right on the bop because the center cannot hold. Oh, your course, your doctors, next for the way to be Ampanzo, over patient for crowd to be so one room to me, and yet there's all your mom. And you know, nurses for the midwife you are also that good. There was a huge economic loss to the various hospitals. And I think because about almost 70% of Sikai generated hospital is generated by nurses and midwifery care. Oh, nurses and midwifery care because sabi if I say any doctor or any doctor you operation okay near the patient got to ward let ward the patient maybe 7 days adure be ma no dikure be mia normal be e o kwaya o be la most of the thing no if nursing services in so apart from maybe the surgical intervention and anesthesia care no money ade there was huge economic loss to the various hospitals and of course to the state. And number 2, I said, nipa bi free mu kakra. Na no yankomu a hu say stack ni mango policy mu na say stack ni mango policy. Unzo wo de bata nipa ho. Enti obi abetumi afi. And hospital Azamanvu da. Aha. And one of our cardinal even rules as nice middle as say the last one is to nurse people to their peaceful death because wo ho an nyame na aton safe na say okoji na home. No sa no so no ezezo mani ewu bone e so timi eboa no otimi wu kama eboa na anya say eboa ne kan you but sanze bia mo jeje ne so de esa mo yama no say okoya bi mu a sa oya na esa mutimi yifi o say ne mre be so nyame beto nsa frɛ no it's part of our duties e ju sabi obi fi mu sa no a eno de ju komu yie ko hu say oh nurse ni na no ni ho midwife ni ho nurse agi na wo nurse agi na wo a na midwife ni wa ni doctor ni ho e ji enye simple sa so be hu say death be okay, you know. A next for strike and buy. So I na say next for strike can buy. Blame no. There will be a circle. Omo me call strike na say di blame na e to omo so. So any normal be bria ka ho. Me ka me boss wa. Every call. It's really about fancy.
Enche de enkomo no be call na wie ye. Seba say on the 10th no maso amu be den.
Oh, Saturday, baby, mama, Niama, and friend is saying, striking a monimono, you're just saying, and you know, and what you you.
And one somewhere the most Adiaba.
Not yes, you are. I did the option saying, I said, and Nabacusi and Nabacusi.
Mami Musa we try to condition of service no near hold or bands apart from maybe
a normal watching woman ya koso na me yakra journalists will be jijira mu na ma kofa no ma tollis bi ebobo na height allowance enu nyanka ho e normal engotwe enne yesre e ma koche no so no abaya ji atum dada na implementation no ne yehwe eji yekosi parliamentary select committee kwa no ye say ne be yimu 9 oh ye no mo kama ko si say ye yimu 9 bi na mo nhwe say o betimi ya ya na no yi ye nso anya ni nyina kwa ne komo obi a o hwe na ze for Ghana our public sector e 126,000 they say full allowance number 1 full allowance come only about 5,000 people principal their lives are even 5%. And the principal military officer, the principal nation officer and above. And no one we now multiply it's half full allowance by 5,000. And I yet full allowance being your fine, yeah, 20 in your 1,000. And if you are 2024 year, 500 Abeka 1,000 almost the only difference now can you 500 nepe. So I and uniform allowance. I know 1,000 cities. I know graduate 400. It's 600. Now multiply 600 Ghana cedis by 120,000 thing. But it's actually can be almost the best of 1 2 billion, 2 billion a day. So if you almost have to say be a full allowance and normal multiply across 128,000. But it doesn't work like that. Almost 70% of Nigeria middle as Ghana. I'm almost full. I'm almost full. Yeah, ka. I'm almost. There is nothing like rent allowance. Obi any who earners or Ghana hire man rent allowance. If quite a craft account, Usika on Apatia, Odanka. So, Baku be a very 8% on basic. I don't know, Ecobobia, 8% on basic salary. You can't basic salary, salary quite allowance Bianca on. Now, that's really basic salary. And the 8% of that is quite. Who multiply that by that 126,000 I say. It is actually 2 billion or something of kind of baby Ghana farmer about for your home cry here. I said, the Ghana second I these are the animal.
Benia, you better say, David.
That's where that Yamin shops are my Quenya.
Coupon so and count home, so be and hard back and I fancy I see. Okay, David Tinkran Chum, a General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses Midwives Association. And a Yakoni no din common. Commodore Yanku and Kakra.
Over one coma, Yane Ira David Tinkran Chum Ebui. And a Martinez Dean, and maybe say, Ebane saying. Where I said, okay, say about to be a who wants to sworn any. Of our what to me near binder da, I ye negotiations are quacosi beer. A dear over person cayenne, a ye be implemented. Implementation in Ruhon about Tosoye. Until the onus lie on more the executives of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association for no say. Most members to akusi say mumu implementation no amo pen ebeba. Hwebi numbers are boss say about 5,000 nurses are ewo ho a omo pesa implementations no. It is a mutimi kan ye e ma sa nipa 5,000 agi tumu say ade sei e na ye it is aban foforo eba ye ho be kire yen ya enkasa de wi nkom nkoto ho aba. Ye wo nipa e wo Ghana ha bia nkoto aba na nurse fo ka ho. Aban ba ye ebetwa nurses and training allowances anu omo gimu ema no ka se no na mu beto abade atia me nko ade a matwa mu ntuntia ampa mo ye the same aban kro no asa ba ye se mo nto abama no a makwa akoto abade amano hwe allowance ane yetu ade ma nurse fo be ka ye na ya ifo ma o na nurse training allowance mo nurse training allowance mo eno kra gina so bi manipa akoto abade tia MPP aban. And then what's the implementation? Why yama banda da penso 2024? Ya ba se ye ba ane ya ba be implement sa muni ma ene mo ko ho amoka ho asemi. Aban lusu ye nyina 2024 elections nurse for ka ho bi. Piene koto abakeke wanko why because on say economy asay ama niema ba ku mienu Ghana for e kasa bi nti hwe implementation ne wa kon strike en hwe strike ba ko a nurses and midwife for a coye. Hwe ho ohawo de baaye ene nipa ekita no hwenhwen wo Ghana ha ene o san akase se 10th ni dru na so omukọ na nsusuanso papa bia ntimi amfiri mu ama o mesan the strike number. And all hope is not lost. Yakopon ya adom na se NPP amanyuko yi kọ de eso omukọ koye conference no bibia ba kokoyi aba eni mpanifo eba yenim se opani ba ko wo mu a wotwe ne ti a Iraq ne dia complex ko Japan epenso nkade wins ento nurse fo sade we aba e wo papa we animu a ono no o believe in justice yemfa de we ni hihye we ngu ho a o believe of na ya me ya se oka ekomienu na apie nurses and midwife fo nim ye wo UPM and MMG so one union of professional for e wo nurse fo ko na mu freedom of association ti ene ye wo Ghana mafo no ayenom kasa ye David Tinkranchum ye secretary dima Ghana Nurses and Midwife Association it is akoni mienu emu abeche wo nurses for association ni mu ama we take decision we take decision we so da bi we for ne ye no enye ye ne ye entama omu mienu kono mu nyanka bomu ene ade ba akwa mu mienu nyina ye pe no he hunsunsun aso aba sa allowance omo pay and implementation omo pay na yo mumienu nyina na sa ko ni implementation ni kodi ama omo but ene hwede e hunsunsu aso aba bedru nie just because edru si enkoto aba 2024 no nurse for eyo ma dwen se allowance bi ma we ma na yesi we yesi enti abato ayeto hunsunsu aso ne bi na aba omudi hunkom
the antelope will suffer and so will the hunter. Ochibehu Brian Champo somewhere bribe.
so offer eti nkomo aye kan ye bi no se odi anema ba akomienu bi ebinum ye chinti wo so kwakwa ese yan hwe yi a na de how na abre no na ye di nkomo na ye draw analysis of MPP amanyoko no mu nkomobo from the figures and ano omampani dada John Dramani Mahama kan say ye practice democracy was it no in a kind so omampani dada Kufuor sorry kan say ye practice democracy the democracy is about numbers ye the numbers and the winning and unto kan ya dru ba bi to the sense say wo ye European say you live in European life unse na me papa etie over nyankopon ya adom next month me papa da form a ye be kwa akopɛ no krabre wo duman e won kra ha ya na me pa eti no ka chem se nkomo an ye bo ne de na ye draw analysis to mafia no ono no ye wo unse MPP wo we no fe no police station no e police station chairman e wo ho no police station chairman ye mafia why because eniem ba akumienu bia na yekoso na omum bi kaseti asa de we ya ye no ye nya no ye mafi ona fi dru si ye perform ato no wo tinye ba original connection nyina then time ne ye wura Jombodu no time o se mpanifo no bi sheda ka kire Jombodu se wo fa de mu ye anhwa mu belusu na na obi omu dwen se ya entro o se dru se om koto aba woduman ho then time a obekoni ni pasa live by 2024 elections ono true faith ni na no koto aba no or sorry in terms of betimi akwakoto okọ ni nipa na ewo hwa na eto abakra nu 5 okoto ne di wie no koi omo aka na say omo ebo omo mafia no a omo abedi nkonim nti sa ankrofo no konkoto aba and the hunsusu so about to the sense and the next for some implementation pa no maduru ba bia na aka jama bosome ne implement am omo abansesa abaaye no and sa implementation da ho omo di akire to the sense nka na duru ba bia se de hye budget mu and so yakọ kenkan budget ni wie ye na se nurse for implementation ya mfa nche budget me ene hu sunsuanso na aba obi o yare call hospital na anu ya ntimi ahwe no esunsuanso ni bi no and of an na make an all hope is not lost omunya abotre se ya implement ya ma wo mo a opani ya ne foni ba haiba e ba implement
your friend Kennedy Japan
Kennedy Japan e ba implement e de amoma ma nurse fo hunu say your opani bi odwen o man ne ho
no de ontimi nya obeka akire obeye nso obeka akire
that is it
odena no boss nso obeye ntimo mo mpa yeso odena no boss
and what am itie papa ya na we minister for communication George
Sam George
na me hwe Sam George omo de ne call mrahye bedwam ana oyiyi nsem bia na omsi jama 30 go hu nsem bia ba se ye ton wo se ye den yu na me hwe papa no dimina anyhow papa ni yi nsem ano honorable Sam George yi nsem ano to ni colleague MP sa na bisa no questions a am say MPP for omayom ho to the sense oye okanya to the sense or refer to MPP aban that dan ne ma obeye ya hye bone aban ne beye ye e na ama chekos ni bi sei ho ekọ ahoyehia mu etesa na ohedi mi na na ode kasa na kire se ampo the majority wo emrahye bedwam to otimi ye de eso opebia over abato wonsunsanso
abato de eso wonsunsanso sem de me kan ya se yenya to wie ne de afuna no hye bampani ne nsa no usua wie a de opebia na obeye me kan na me de president Kufuor ye examples abre no se ye kan se onye reshafo no se na me bampani me nyini ubende enti wo mu di hye budget mo man fa hye budget mo so man koto aba teacher ma minti o kakra nsa na ya dan ye ho necessary omo edaso a omo ekọ anim ba akiri kọ anim ba akiri utie tenkran komo ID ya chese ayare hosem ma minti o
Brian say kan MPP aba na omanpani na na dodanko Akufo adoda no say asem we yanti bi Ghana ha okay say yanti bi Ghana ha ho hwe eto da bia especially
ma min kai Omanfm say on Facebook on sabe kai handle no Oman Life and on YouTube so sabe kai handle no Oman Life mon kai na mon share no so anopa bia wo de to ho no a on sabe kai from ne ede ekre enti teacher enko anim
se oyoba na ati aware ase na wabusuafo bi ya aware no jai na emwa wa se o jai kwotine fia acha na awotwe bosome minu abusuafo bejeje wo so na fi ho kọ no ade ya odi fi aware no ba ya ase asa no ho na abehun se onyankopon ayodo hwɛ anɛɛsifoɔ yi na Commodore ɛka asɛm bi wɔ ho ɔmo nyinaa te ha nkurɔfoɔ ana adwumakuo baako ɔmo to abɛti a MPP paa ɛyɛ anɛɛsifoɔ saa abere no na ɛyɛ nurse training allowance so ɔno deɛ ɔmo kora deɛ ɔmo nya mɛyɛ nursefoɔ but ne anadisuafoɔ no ɛfam sɛ mu even ɔmo allowance no koraa no na NDC aban twɛm ɔmampani John Dramani Mahama twɛm ɛna MPP baa no obetua maamo okay meme deɛ yareɛ yɛmfa nya nipa na sɛ de anɛɛsefoɔ no ka no Mr. Tinkran de na okay doctor de na okay no NDC fo nim na ada onhwɛ ne ɔmo de ayɛ kokɔ akuafoɔ onhwɛ ne ɔmo de ayɛ ɛto ahodo ɔmo ka sɛ ɔmo beyi afiri hɔ na afɛ ɔmo hunu sɛ tenth no bedru no I'm not being a prophet of doom but tenth no bedru no NDC aban sɛbi onya bibi papa bi enka nkyerɛ wɔ no na sɛ opere wo ho sɛ oh we ya ye me say entime nkoto aba ene enkane a ebo a ye tum tie nyina na yetua free SHS ya ya nwene ne sin tie nyina na ema na nananom na wo fa asefo wo omen ya sese nema ebo ye pretend say nema ya fui ebi bo ye hu dede ye nyina na yatim na emomu no sabe samu yeku na mo se emu achemi no meboa
UPNMG
ade baako eno na me ka bibi se fanese management se onabo ya mufa boachi yeyi watena nchen wo bra ya ma reason bi ane de kwakwantwi asi akokọ tena ho a bisa se na ede ye ya mufa boachi no ye mfe bi nya wo ana so ahu enti se sa nurse fo bi aye adwuma ko pension na se wo mo emra ye enkrofo oje omo allowance ene niema binti wo de omo ko strike enti wako pension ye be fa o se bra be adwuma no omo de ye momo ntena fi na wo person na ye wo ye adwuma no ye de sa de bi di wa anka abepene hwe NDC abawi se adwuma fo anyere no pampe enye bi bi obetuma ya ma adwuma fo na na eto de bia na aka se yemfa nyemo ba aka se yemfa nyemo nso de a yemisa se yare de onim we ebra nurse fo no call strike no yemisa se ni padodo sen na fa strike num ewuye eni padodo sen na omo yare anka e bia yebetimi ahwe ombe na awotwe no ekodi be na awotwe miinu ansa na omo ho eto so ahu eye adwuma no de omonko na emum kwan foforo bi ombefa so ayire aban age omusika no minority for na omwo parliamentary select committee on health omwo anim na nurses for no yeden ehwe kwa adwuma sie nyina ete ha na na Mustafa Gbande nom kan se MPP for na ato agu nurse for no asomu a enti omko strike no adan na muntumi nka bi mu amwa bam se bi muntumi ntuato ansem ngu nkrofo na adwene mu se ene omo so monko adwuma eden nkrofo ne hia wanka se na katua no bohom yinu ma no ana bohom yensama no okura ba ise obetne 10% ena ade tum enti se ne o se na allowance fama no oni aban dada no se amamu eyento aso continuation enti oni aban dada no ayen hyehye mom nyina age atum na omo anesefo ni Ghana fo koto abetia aban dada no ne won ye nhyehyɛ no na foforo yi amato abama no wose
sa foforo no kan nsɛm a ede
mo so ahu sɛnyɛ ya pomuden ne ye nkwa ho a kaba no mfa nye nesefo no nanso wo be ye ndan ya pomuden ne ye nkwanti ɔmampani gise anesefo ni Ghana fo binom ɛka bom ɛyɛ demonstration ana sɛ when we edu ba bia eno na civil society organizations ni bia na niema bi homo aka omo anotom a eye nkrofo nwanwa no well ni ekosi se kufu ado penso a anka sabri ka CSOs ka nsem o mahase e ka no entime de aban se wo pebra bi abo se bi o mi kotwa medua no manya ntwa se mi pieto nka ho se wantimi anya bibi papa bi ama ya pom den nsem de e ma anasifuo yi ensan ko strike bi mu because nkɔfo kasa kyerɛ no akɔyɛ adwuma no meeting ana ka ɛsɛ ono mo yɛ enra letter mo de ma minister ɛna mo pay bi de kɔma nkrɔfo no and Brian mete hey na so bi de me court na me din yantwere ne yie court no sermons na de bra yantwere ne yie amre se betimi aka sɛ nyame ya
yes
ɛwɔ mmerɛ mu no entie mi sa sɛ nkrɔfo yi enkosi da bɛn ɔmampani ɔte hɔ no ɔnyɛ n'adwen sɛ ɔbɛboa nursefoɔ no entime de ɛkwan biaa ɔmo betimi afa so ɛma de ɔmo hwehwɛ ɔmo nsa aka no ɔmo mfa so no ɔmo nsa aka na si yesus no enso mara bonten emeka sebi your opinion leaders bebre your nananom ahemfo bebre ɛwɔ Ghana ha enti enkosi da bɛn ɛna nursefo bɛkɔ so aye strike Brian ehu hwɛ me se danoa no madam fo bi yare me ko me krom bom so ɛna madam fo bi yare yɛde no kɔ abomosu health center obi eni hɔ nurse ni ba akɔ ba ase onipa na me ne nam no na yam bibi yaye no enso ho nurse ni wayi nani enye se onipa no te so no enha no ofele ma nipa no nanso ekuo no nyina de ye kani obeye ne dan wa ho enti aban wadawroma wo de wa yo adwen se wabomi mfita duku ye nti obi a wa ho yesi okan na bire bi se onti obi a we de ye nkwa ho onyankopɔn nsɛm na ye nkwa wode nanso aban wadawroma ne nursefoɔ no efam no eya hia akoda nsɛm se bi osote op 10% na aban ohwe na 2% ana 3% na abenya fama no no nkoso Omanfm no se wo ba se wo beso Omanfm Ghanafoɔ ho atɔwon de a ene de nursefoɔ no ka no tie anya saa de a
life is complex, so the NDC should not think that they are safe. Good health and regular checkups for the elderly are very important. It therefore worries me that the NDC government is not ready to meet the demands of the nurses. I appeal to the Minister of Health to act immediately to avoid another strike by our honorable nurses. Time Hotel Benjamin Bosompra Ewagboba no de bai.
Ova obekai said papa teacher ntwi born sem so bo free senior high school enkomo so. Wonu se brana free senior high school ewo ho no na ban the suppliers ekọ emom ko supply schools na aduane. Enti van se free nkran ha be kwa kogu kofodua. Na other schools na ewo kofodua ase nyina no omo de omo cars abefa nuane no asem hwen na ye be deliver de ama omo kofodua no. Nkrofo kan say eno nye from the NDC aspect say enye enti ye de enuane be kwa koma anasika be ma headmasters no na omo ade enu enuane
tweme na meba migidi se san komo na wo se di ne detail ma me na am for commercial break ye ba nsem kra ba wo free SHS eni nuane no ho asem no me ma wo de atodwa ma me na me homra. Good morning.
Panono kofa bae wasan de 3CP papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese adepa de etwamu da wo de 3CP egu som dwarea eba ho ban efi muamoa ho fa 3CP efre so huhu wanu ma no pa bia na ma wo se ho ban wo aduane na eja ana esochie ehyewo a fa 3CP efre so fifa so enu ano no wo se gu bia fa 3CP efra esuo fifa so na beboa obebre 3CP ehye pimples empompo ekro na ekumkro ene mnimu ya wonso 3CP so de enye na wo drugstores biamu etufonko adepa pharmacy ene SGSSB ene hwani mu okanshi fre 0302 664 832 kumase adepa pharmacy e wadum ene Hello FM ene hwani mu 3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo 7 range of products
Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules. A boama moja dear for sand when you padianum ye.
3CP, if you be here 3CP bambo.
Ojambo, when you ade wontimi ne di ana
me nua metimi didi o nanso me nim ne ha me
enye aduane nko na hia o uhia food supplement ya vitamins ene minerals ahye mu ma na boost immune system no Lanzarote Logistics edi organic pomegranate juice aba ya yefa no fruit force pomegranate juice emo akoma nya hoden emo adwene ye adwuma ye na fei aboa dwonsom hawa hodo nyina sadan no mo de cold milled seeds aba
near flaxseed sunflower pumpkin seed chia seeds and goji berries afrana na
a source of fiber protein very high in omega-3
yes and they are organic
delivery ewo incremental haba bia ay free number is 0539 982 593 0539 982 593 email lanzarotelogis@gmail.com Lanzarote Logistics, home of organic.
Akuya na ase ho te sen
mama o ti apon kakra na momo ntumi mi se aduane
enti na me de front active and chance ne pepe mu nware papa bia wo di a wo mra ho aba no we ye front active cereals are rich in vitamins proteins and minerals fiber and omega-3 so wom e board digestion every 3 years equals 100 years obi atumi di bi na e main kama wutumi di ni breakfast lunch and asapampo
front active ebe boa pa
the drink nso nie ye won diabetes ya de yatua no ana one person etumi num bie na e won complete Omanfm kan so tumi num bie na the taste no jai obanoma main very nutritious
and na front active junior yin so e
front active junior ne famra no enkoda wadi 1 ekosi 14 years ya won mutumi ni di year from no wodi ensuo ana milk and mixia na wotima ni di na ni denti obenyiri fe ni nyina wo supermarkets and pharmacies dodo a Adepa Pharmacy Limited branch BM our Ghana ha from 0302 664 832 and 0245 915 254
FDA aji ejede nkrato yato
Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules e boa mamoja die fusane woni paduanum ye
Swakoton sasi bi emalanga de fuata tawo emwonu hu senti wonto asasi bia e enkraha bi odia kwakoma to yam esanse edmeko ba ko a ne sanse manso ni ho na langa de fo entatawo eye Palachium properties e won sasi wo me abi ti say Shine Hills Dodowa Odumse ena Abripukrum Shine Hills and Sasino, Palachium Properties edited 20,000 Ghana cedis. Mahoya ha, Nakope Bito, Nansenya, what the kind of 5,000 Ghana cedis? Wabama Afi, Emma the Akano, what the Chia, which are 5,000 New Year, Wama Pine, Emma Quasasano Sukoi, with maybe our pay. So Traficano Ria, was signed a chow, 100 blocks, Emma the Troy Masu, Adias from Kua, Palachium Properties, Ediabeka Hokrane say, so was Sasi Dawa, Upeso Sida, Nansu Unisika, Swasho Danasi, Nansu Wakoka Kwamobra Unisika and Tuasua, Palachium Properties. And sika kram ya bi akambo mu eye adwuma wobema sika ama de atwa dinosaur no ama emfiaduro no ama de atua oka no nyina Palachium Properties nkoa e no bema asa akwanya yi za wo hwa Palachium Properties echi akwanya wo Rich Junction Madina wo be Marina supermarket no na watwe mienu bia nso Palachium Properties e de Omanfm pensa ase ato no bi ekofa kwa won sas no nyina e wo mo kohwe bi e wo bra wontua sika bia so pese won ankasa e ye wo dan plan e ma na wo ma pe won sas no so ma wa ni nyina wo be Emma wahunu say ampa edmeko a woto asase a edimu ene Palachium Properties. Palachium Properties e wo homa edidi so iso 0551 499 919 and I say 0243 354 100.
Hey, why fish? Someone you would know. And many who say I can't want some who can't stop a packet see no baha, none and Nasa Tataya, or Casano didn't Sakatana.
And but we didn't say Sapapa.
Matilda Mokanina, Spanish garlic mixture, and then a capsules at aroma, and I'm a pomodressa.
Wow, why a nice Sankasa, Spanish garlic mixture, and then a capsule. A
woman bought your dear for Sunday with the Pedrianum. Now a boss is a bro, I want to chew hypertension, a tick or restaurant, will be a charge of 10 temper. Gas is now yum, a macra, a mania movement of future crumina, a torch, will walk a water avian, after and Hoyan.
Enti as no Spanish Jinko capsules, Hana.
Spanish Jinko, and no day in Nura, watch your free, Jinko beloba, any soya oil moon, and my watch you must daho.
Martin says, I anti-aging, and I'm a good retentive memory.
Now you're turning henny.
Antec Herbal Center for, and then pharmacies can make an herbal shop. A painful about more money for them, because with infusing you and come. FDA, AG, a dreading crack.
3CP, if you be here 3CP bambo. adepa no kofa bae wasan de 3cp papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese adepa de etwamu da wo de 3cp egu nsomu dware a ebo ho ban efimu amoa ho fa 3cp efrenso huru wanu anopa bia na mo wo se ho ban wonu aduane na eja ana esohie ehyewo a fa 3cp efrenso fifa so eno ano no wo shevu wi a fa 3cp efra enso fifa so na beboa obebre 3cp ehye pimples ebompo ekro na ekumkro enimrimu ya wonso 3cp so de enye na wo drugstores biamu atufonko adepa pharmacy ene SGSSB ene hwani mu okanshi fre 0302 664 832 kumase adepa pharmacy ewa dum ene hello fm ene hwani mu 3cp efie bia hia 3cp bambo Sebamed range of products unam boafo
Ghana Fui Franco Esa the electrical appliances for Frabejaswo washing machines, Asian women yopo, CCTV cameras, and need out clear. I'll be you know that. Several mobile phones, this is iPhones, Infinix, Nokia, Samsung, any dear Kekahon, anyone says you now. Franco, in Albania, dear papa, the water from say Franco air conditioners, every 1.5, adequacy 2.5 horsepower, Samsung Franco TV, every 32, adequacy 85 inches. Franco, essential tabletop, double decker, any chest freezers, and chain in a mahoden cry. Franco, Quabata be a benwo, name of head office, a water braka, one in Roxy Cinema, and the enemy. Friend 0246 422 338 in a 055 5939 311. Franco, electrical appliances, papa,
shaping the nation. 107.1. Hey, oh man, hey, oh man. Shaping the nation. 107.1. Hey, oh man, hey, oh man. Shaping the nation. 107.1. Hey, oh man, hey, oh man.
Mena mo ase abusuafo komodo yenkuye ni me hye omo boss ye ba school feeding ho asem no SHS school any feeding ho asem no memo waka koso
of how nim say dru say edru ba bi na nkwada ne kodidi a ana nkwada na aduane a wo mu die no obi hye da kotwa na de abeto platform so ana say social media ene nkwada aduane a wo mu di ne nye ene aduane a de mo mu yesen ebu okro mu ko so mu kodi breakfast e kokko hwe nka ho obi timi ka se ye de nchini mpo na atu kokko mu ankwada yidi. And to a surprise, when you are quada, or no so on the betcha sending the mammy, so on the betcha sending the papa, sends say a biani and quadanwe dinner. One more a de badia. And this a man you kono kaya to the sense say, and you are near the man quadano yet. But first talk about more the credit, you any be a banana matron form no and a man quadano crash as see area. And also the December could be a new buyer to the sense say. Abanye oba ye se ene sa ade a ono ankasa kra mfa sika no nko enkoma suppliers ne se omo supply aduane ne mfa nko afedi ono a e de bemma headmasters no of an ansanyan Minister of Education Yero Haruna Idrisu enkoma a oba ene se eso sakra sa adwempo ene susu ye de no omo ye so omo de sika ne bemma headmasters no omo akopa aduane no e de abawa because omo kan ya say oh ono wa headmaster ono onim aduane e wo ho ono onim aduane eni ho ono okodwa so onim de eso koto afekwa ye gari a onim se local suppliers wo ho a ebia ante ya ochi gari nti e kon ho kra we ye school nti no wo behwe na wa maye gari papa ana se ye koye eye sugar na eni ho ana ono aban ne supplier no de onim se ye sugar na eni ho ejonde ofiti ya eye mu no de ba o de mu ni nyina ba na nso ebia school no wo mo nti bia sugar eni oni the headmaster ne de onum say you sugar na eni ho nto be kwa bonten so akope sugar na aba and then me no ka say the first tranche of sika ba ye no ye de my headmasters ne say omo a omo nye na omo fa to nuane no enuane ankwada na di ene de ye ama omo wo maduane die mu no ofa ho nkomobo abato dwa se enya de ye aduane a ese nkwada na di ni nyina ne se sika e de akoto saa eniema no de abre omo no sika na yatete so sika yatete so no ɛno na ama enkwada na aduane a ɛso mu di no entimi enko na no ye biographic mu sɛ yɛwura Harry na Idris sɛ ɔbɛ reverse anaasɛ wɔbɛhwɛ saa na mo no aban etu ye fa sika ye de kɔma heads no na headmistress ne heads a wɔn school no emu sɛ saa sika ye de ba ye no wɔbɛhwɛ na wɔn asakram edu bi sɛ ofa wei na ofa abandada no die na no ɔde ɛma suppliers na kɔpɛ enuane ne de ba ebi a wei beans ne yenyaye ya supply beans de ama nkwada no wei no munyaye akwada ba ko timi kasa aduane ba ko mutimi didi ne bɛsɛ once or the 3 times in a week say ene ye di wei eno an ye di ene so ye se ni nyina no amfa bi papa ameboa ena me no kasa yi ye se saa decision ye be reverse this year reverse akofa de he ye di supplier abaso on supply schools na aduane mo amose muti area ho a munim ba bia ese mkoto mu nuane efri enti afi de mbaji sika no muji sika no so a enuane a ye de ama nkwada no emfa enkwada no mpo adesua ho hwe na emfa o mapom de ho hwe ene ye de ma omo a echese ensem ana abandada no eka efa nkwada na aduane ho ene ensem ana ban we bra no wo position eka edefa nkwada na aduane no nansonsoye ewom ni nyina na kwakwaya amanyosem na bato a ye kwakoto nti we peso oka de eso oka kosise ne nyonko ho eme ya akonoma ne nyonko na ya ntoaba ede ama no ama wato na dwuma a odie so ba ne ebisa se eduru ho a ya na Ghana fo ahokyere no hawa na aba ne nti se MVP amanyoko no na aban no ka de ewo mu kura na ase Ghana fo nti awofo ede ye mako school mu ne ye nti ana mponi ye ntie wa because ya ban no aba na ban dada no nsem a no wo ka no nyade a ehia enu nti aban a no wo pre aba no nsem a no wo ka na Ghana fo tie ene enkwada na aduane aba beda na ohawo ede ama ebia ne se teacher trainee for yes teacher trainee for ede ba ye se aduane esen ka ye mo anopa awia ani anwumre se sika aba no nye de yetimi de no aduane mo anopa awia na anwumre enti ombedidi once in a day one hot meal ni nyina no kokowie se enhyehyɛ ya ye ede ba ya ye so mu no enhyehyɛ no kosi sen ene hwan ena ne ho akoka adwamu ana ene hwan ena wo feel the pinch of enkomo a ye nyina ye bo obie efa anuane die ana nkwada ne die ewo sukuu ne ho edisa wo yo fo ne na obako teacher trainee a wo se wo kwa na akwada ne kwa wo ankasa opɛ kakra de ma no ene so oba e ko free senior high school wo se wo ankasa opɛ kakra esan de ka ne ho why because aduane e de be ma no enso oba no Ghana ne ewo mu no ena Ghana nhyehyeye ene di so teacher se ko ba ne sen ya na ya bisa won se ye bonto a ya na ye nokre no ne ye ka anase enye nokre no ne ye ka si ye bonto a be se na na omampani dada a ene wo ye omampani kan se ya beso abato no a ya ka ye ka kakra de ntro kakra ne ya ka nokre kakra e de ntro ne koduru Ghana fo nyina sumuma ya beduru ba bi eduru ya na nokre ne eduru ya sumuma ya beduru ba bi ya ne eduru
Commodore won ewiase empanifo bu bebi se akoda wonim doko a benkra no enya ne eto ahye na enya Ghana na edu ba bi a ya na enipa no binum unim ne ha omo enti si yeti hoyi Commodore so hwe manim ten na meka sem cho na ntro na media wei obi ti mu adwende but eba mamwu mu a NDC track record wo ho onyankopon kra ye Ghana dom ma yehunu ne ana opese eto abama no NDC mu no ne Ghana fo hu na mamwu pen Ghana fo hu ne oye ne ma pen so hu ena ye asombrache ekoto aba ema NDC enti se na obi sa se entoa no na so mo ba omo nka no krew senso na brai obi chobro no so no ache no beye empemi ensa so utwa abode na se okona abode ba akusuo na obi atwa na se ananse wo ho a yewisa ne onwene ntontan enti yen nyina yete ha no no obi nim se no mampani John Dramani Mahama sabre no no ote na mamu edi kan oba ne maye edi kan no se ne maye etosum yenu ni enye Yesu Kristo die ni bi ne maye edi kan no na ase ye ne na Yesu Kristo kura kan no ose ne maye edi kan de oba ne se ogwama na wei de waba ne sare na de so ahunu ya se de Yesu kan ye no na yemi se ho enti wo nipa dasani onyankopon so wabo se ni sumanso NDC ni ka semo a na wo jetom se ne o kan obetumi aye ne aye pe no de Ghana for de aye pe na ye hunu yi na we de da bia me kan wahwe movie bi a especially war films no when we say baby edin pa no ma becho this is just the beginning na chese ni edi e kire soso no eno ebeba ye no ye man no na ye no nchirima se edo oman Ghana kan di sinya amanyuku esese Ghana fo ekoto abama wo mo ena se penchiri mada achi a ye beto aba na metai kan se wo ye bema na esese wo ware na wo ema mienu ese ochusu omu baako oba no baako de sika ba won sem so ana sika no nya maaye no ana wati se sika no beba no medo o de nya boti sika no ba yenko tena hotel we yenko guest house ha yenko pub we yenko ha ne yenko gi ye ni ade ana yenko ha yenko gi pizza yenko ye we ni ade na ti sika no obebo amoadi no ba no ba kon so se o de sika no ba se ye de be ko pub akọ restaurant akọdididi maami amenu aduane na ebi kakora ade echi an yebedi se ma no miyenu ana ye kwotena ha oba kon se ye kwotena akwaji ye no se da bi ene e ka fen koto plot ana ye invest sika na de mfa so bebre na so ye bema na mayi miyenu o so be choose de obema ne wakwotena hotel ne restaurant akọdidi no a se ne se wada enu bi na ye wo oba wesiesie no so obeboa ama ya braba akoyi na ye mano da ache wadwene ho ama nkwada ye nya nwom kora no wahyehyɛ wo musuku no bibia ato ama ye ena oba no ba akose da bi na suku na ye dan uko suku na ye dan na suku kura discover keka we nyina akere na ase da bi ni ose mu be pia hyehye ntade akese akotona restaurant na mbeto abama no ono na abewa no na wa no na afi usika kora asa na odi ahoma eso wo mene na wo fa wachi a afei ena wo kasa da wo be bobra so ahun hwe sena 2024 ye dogana Ghana hu hia yen apenchiri mayedie ye nananom da ache a menyi ni se hwe NDC ba yi apomudi mu nsem akosi san ena ifonye no omo strike well as a strikes no adults bebre yes ebo ben na NDC share ye ne a ewo bra na ye beto aba no mu a omo ba yi omo de honse no omo de honse nche ne ya ba omampani ediso a metimi de adanse eye enkofo yi omadi aban dada mu nkofo a wo cheche wo
sesi e kra ye kasai num se yokofo akokyere buffer stock omo boss anu oda
yes wow enti ni NDC kan se e ba oba ode osusu se ajeje for mu Supreme Court no MPP aban omampani dada na nado danko kufa na de nkofo akontu no nso ba ode nkofo ye kan dia wen se ne ye te ase owura si edu nkete ase Electoral Commission panifo ho nyina ye nyom nyina enfiri ho wow na omonfa omonkrofo mo ye NDC for enkogu ho we nyina Ghana fo ohu ne NDC fo ahyase ye nyina Ghana fo ohu 2028 edura ka Ghana fo dimirike koto abama NDC mesi hwe o men yenye hu hwe na etoda bi akane na Israel fo nyankopon eyi akani fo ma omo no nom so mpomo mbesi hene no nyankopon de so bre wo mo so mo hu de omo fa mu we de ne ayenye de o ye Nebukad combination of Nebukadnezar ene so ene obronsam no mu ankasa ne aka bom na yenye hu hwe won hwe etoda bia te bia nyankopon de oman no beduru mu no yese ye mpe ena ka ye wo Egypt akia didi dadaada Ye wo Egypt akeneke ho atoyen. Wo be yakọ Cana na Moses wedi eni mekom be de anu twa be ne ntwa. Moses. Omkodu Cana no de afei na omani age. Wahu. Enti oman yi mu no ye ninka ye so mampani wase Ghana fo irefi ade ntem. Enti nya oye ye nyina ne ekoso yi nyina. Yehu na nka free SHS no na me mfasa ma na eje gon a anyway unse benchmark bi no ana de ba aggregate unse ekufo adoba no free SHS no obi a enya
so far as na be ya nka fie bia mu no ye betimi anya krachini kakra ho
ene when someone Sunday aba first na esi 36 unse bi ho a o tro results no na eba obi betimi anya all the subjects no 11111 core subjects no okoyi ba ko 6 o nya school ene ade enti we no de the lowest abenya no is supposed to be 36 unya 37 school no unya bi nko that means doctrine na nkwada no ton no me kotro obi nchen no de me asua adwuma no yekodi akoda nene a ni nyina ene efiri no woni se na nkofo ka upo bi kwa na atena unya bi enti se wo hye we nyina na yese yempe na afei ba bia yaduru no de a abato esu
so ye be koda obo krata no abato so so we de abeda ne fia e wo Ghana abato so so esu kwa nteso ni abrantie e mo ache e wo Facebook okocha e wo Zongo Lane na na adwen pa hene odi asempa the second on so ye mo ache Paul Odro mache Makaila Jonas Charlie yete onka ache Zach good morning Amisco Spelele Kwasi marriage Masawood e wo Kumasi Palos Kaswa onso mayemo ache Kaswan Kansa Aduna mache Alex Otu Asari Crispo Fufu Charlie ohene na mensa jebi mache teacher kujo tepe nyine suso apia kubi Manase onso emo on Facebook kwia boadua kwia mache pounds ohene sterling Charlie Bokodie piaga onso Bokodie mo amaka no akiri ne ewo ho bia nso ye de ebeba no aka ya hwese o message a wo de baaye boache o message a wo de baaye no o twro no kama na yahwe na yakenkan ede amount. Samuel Danso says you make my day. Sammy Yedase on Facebook Masa let Ghanaians enjoy dancing to the drums of Akoju Grofo watching or more ye tutu enyinam Ghanaian mu no o se magana for enjoy eni brabo Paulo Dro Yedase happy birthday in advance and come Mary Eboa Dora Eboa inside Accra Mamprobi we every esu kwawu nteso na bae onso ye dase shame on Omanfm yeah day you don't love Ghana but your pocket oh sir ade Zach there ni aye this FM station the real problem in Ghana today sir Zach ye be ne dey ye real problem and also ye urama ha ma nya problem ye pom ne problem anyinam kan ne nsuo na ya tum na ye ka ho asem no en the problem tinka e ba ye no anke enye den ye nka se ye bo aban aba so teacher
na se o man na we num nyina timu bia e be den o man na yi te se Zaki ya wa tro de abai ono na dwene no ba se ono edwene Ghana ho a menyi ni se ko beto abakra ma NDC so omomra
Yalsafo says good morning boss, well done for your good work. Please I want to ask question I will be sano actually me ba be here but if you could person ko mu no minim ho eni achimbom sonso na mama teacher aka ho asem mama teacher aka ho asem e de achiro Komodo yanku ya nimye fa do bon krata no to aso
ofa yen sanche tiefo ne emo achibiem ne nkanchom se high mine 107.1 kasa fidie so na obokrata moboso ne bre na yewomu yi na akwele okechiri abonchiremu de aba wo the daily guide obokrata num se one yen kasa ya yetim konwa so ayi yoko economic and organized crime officer Trinity Yuku abo ho modern akọ power na so machre Abdul Hanan Wahab na wono chief executive officer Edema National Food Buffer Stock Company Trinity NAFCO womo ache no na womo chese womo shedan sisu pi enchese ade we ana ade we nti ene ye de achre papa yi na obi a oben ho pa wonim kire no ho bi no a oben kire source close to the arrest no chese bra na papa yi eye panimpa wo NAFCO ho no womo koye procurement kototo nema bi asa ene womo kototo ye ne contract a say ya sign ewo ho no womo shedan hu bi shedan hu contract papa bi ase ya sign eno eka ho bi nti na owura Abdul Hanan Wahabi ya kire no na enye no nko a saa kire a yokufo kwakire opani ewo nkran ene tamale no kire se papa ba akonso ono nso ni din yen hyeda emfa ntudwa nso ka ho bia ya kire ntem so ono na ya kire no tamale ana Wahab no ya kire no tamale ene ya kire ba akonso ewo nkran a saa mpanifo emienu no wo mususu se wo ka saa adwumadie ene contract sem wo mo hwehwe akire ana so wo hwehwe nimu se enka procurement wo koye ne ho contract ebe wo ho a sabre ye hwehwe nkontraje no a yenhu no investigation na yokofo eye no ena anam so ama yakwache opani a na enkan woda buffer stock ano na opani ba konso no so ka ho no ya kire no a ene wabomu enkomo ede aba wonum se Ghana Nurses and Midwife Association for omne aban enkomo ba omo no say follow road map to address our concern. Enhyehyeye omde gu akwan so no no mo kira ban se wonya enhyehyeye na afi woni so pa se wo mo hawa no pe yabo mu nkomo e de aba no mo ye nsentrofo nhye mu eno so the daily guide obo krata no abo mu nkomo e de aba
Mama mfa the Ghanaian Times central so na animu ha no e na obehu Kinswati otoso miensa ochia Asanteman Road 242 okosra no e wona hemfi o manhia enti empanifo ba no yi ejina ha na owura brand champon e no se Ghana omfa weni ensi artificial intelligence so na no so beboa moman no akonanim na owura se tekpe na ode atro abanim se omfa nani enkyere empuna pillars 4 pillars empuna mako enan a obefa so de agigi sika no so na no ebeboa mine na bi ono otu fam agudie court se won koda afiase emfie do no miensa ne nyina ne se akoda wanya emfie miensa na mine na ye otu fagudie wako fefe akoda no enti court so koda emfie do no miensa na Omanfm John Dramani Mahama eno ode tu wiase nyina animu se empanimfo no wonfa won sika enhye enipa enkwagye mu sense wode sika behye bomb topaye emu na no de emfa emwa bia emma na oba the Ghanaian Times echi ha back page no wase Ghana Health Service de nhye egu akwan mu a wode beboa esi COVID-19 a asan ayi nitie no ano na make us say aban se ope asase a eye hectare no mako empim a wadi ebedua emu ewo etifi mantemu ne etifi apoye amantam no be no emu na 550,000 hectares no wadi bedua eburu ewo etifi atoye enti the Ghanaian Times and some akese ode bae na mabobosu yi
abusia ofa the daily statesman da obokrata no a nkomo aba ene se nanu na NPP amanyoko no ekopao Patriotic Institute hontoma na no omotonsa de frɛ omampani dada John Kofidi Ewokufo ema ne baaye na omampani dada ansɛm ana wo ka ne bie ene se watufo pa de ama NPP amanyoko no se pa so mbeye kontenkro omonko self-centered se ade ba akopɛ no a wanya ne no a ono nko na efa na ade a wanya no nko a ena odidi dwuma a omonkan hunu se abato e the numbers ene wini enti democracy ayeye no oman mu no kyerɛ one person one vote nipa baako abato ye baako na se ye de democracy na ebu oman na democracy na ye abato baako pɛ na wo ye nipa baako ntimi nto oba bebre no ɛwɔ sɛ o fa de bode e kan ye so no onum se obeye dua koro enti e na oye ababaawa na ode ne ma esisi ne ho no sabepepe na omampani kufo etu fo de kire mpepa manyoko no se wo momfa wo mom ho emembe wo mo ho no mu nyina nkoye baako na praye wo hoi wi baako ebu wo ka bomu a emu enu nti se koba ne se wo mu tu anamo bia wo nkan hunu se ododo ena eye enti wo abre na abre nyina no wo ma afoforo de ehu hia wo na enkoyie efa mo
medam ase mo ma me na ho fon krato yeba
Ojam, wani mu nyame fe. Ade wontimi ne dia na.
Benu ya metimi didi o. Nanso minim ne ha me.
Enye duane nko na hia o. Uhia food supplement, ya vitamins, ene minerals ahye ma na boost immune system no. Lanzarote Logistics, the organic pomegranate juice aba. Ya ye friend fruit force pomegranate juice. Emo akoma nya hoden. Emo adwene ye adwuma ye na fei aboa dwonsom hawa hodo nyina. Sada so no mo de cold milled seeds aba.
Ah, near flaxseed, sunflower, pumpkin seed, chia seeds, and goji berries afranana.
A source of fiber, protein, very high in omega-3.
Yes, I know they are organic.
Delivery ewo incrementum habebia aye free. Number is 0539 982 593. 0539 982 593. Email lanzarotelogis@gmail.com. Lanzarote Logistics, home of organic.
Ebusia ejiwani swadi hu se ubesi dan ewafi mu ana ene na me kanfo Heart Builders Real Estate ede amawo Heart Builders Real Estate ejumeko a wono etonton ensase won ensase ni bi ewo Shy Hills Tripoli enafi Ningo Pram enije sema ewo ho ne se won ensase a ewo Tripoli ene Ningo Pram no ya tete so ede aba
30,000 Ghana cedis and 25,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh umpewe na upedie
for 25,000 Ghana cedis.
Pe Fabra ni entwe ensase a eda Shy Hills ni bi enfama o Heart Builders Real Estate wono mo san so tonton adansie any plumbing materials BAB wono mo ye architectural drawing biofuel digester borehole drilling roofing hwehwe Heart Builders Real Estate echiakwan ewo Ashaman woni Mandela Park no ene dinhwe animu for Heart Builders ewo homeiso 0591 599 006 ana
0241 665 200.
Heart Builders Real Estate, the future planners.
Akuya na ase ho te sen
mama o ti apon kakra na momo ntumi mi se aduane
enti na me de front active and chance ne pepe mu nware papa bia wo di a wo mra ho aba no wo ye front active cereals rich in vitamins proteins and minerals fiber and omega-3 so wom e boa digestion every 3 years equals 100 years obi atumi di bi na main kama wutumi di ni breakfast lunch and asapampo
front active ebe boa pa
the drink nso nie ye won diabetes ya de ye tua no ana one person chire etumi num bi e na e won complete Omanfm kan so tumi num bi na the taste no jai oba normal main very nutritious
and na front active junior yin so e
front active junior ne formula no enkoda wadi 1 ekosi 14 years ya won mu ntimi ni di year from no wodi ensuo ana milk and mixia na wotima ni di na ni denti obenyiri fe ni nyina wo supermarkets and pharmacies dodo a Adepa Pharmacy Limited branch BM our Ghana ha from 0302 664 832 and 0245 915 254
FDA aji ejede nkrato yato
Seven range of products unam boafo
Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules e boa mamoja die fusane woni paduanum ye
Swakoton sase bi emalanga de fuatata wo emwo no senti wonto asase bia e ogenkra ha bi odia kwakoma to yem esanse edmeko ba ko a ne sanse manso ni ho na langa de fo entata wo eye Palladium properties e won sase wo me ai bi ti say Shy Hills Dodowa Odumse ena Abripukrum Shy Hills and Sasino, Palladium Properties edited 20,000 Ghana cedis. Ma hoya na kopebito na nsenya. What the kind to 5,000 Ghana cedis? Wabama afi ema ne akano. What the etua? Utua 5,000 no year. Wama kwan ema kwa Sasino so kwa wadwuma bi a wope. Sa utua fika no year. Wasan echo 100 blocks ema de twa wadwuma so. Ade sonko a Palladium Properties ede beka ho kra ne se. Sa wasase da ho a upese osi dan na so woni sika. So wa show dan na se. Na nso wakoka kwan mo bra wonye sika ento aso a. Palladium Properties Properties. Any sika kramia bi akambomu ye adwuma. Wobema sika ema ade ato awodan no so. No ama emfia duro no ema ade atua woka no nyina. Palaton Properties nko a na obema sa akwanya yi. Sa wo hwe Palaton Properties e chi akwanya. Wo Rich Junction, Madina, wo be Marina Supermarket no. Na watwe mienu bia nso. Palaton Properties e de Omanfm pensa ase ato no bi. Ekofa kwa won sas no nyina e wo mo kohwe bi. E obra wontua sika bia. Sa pese won ankasa e ye wodan plan e ma wo. Na wo ma pe won sas no so ma wa. Ni nyina wo be ya ma wo. E ma wo hunu se ampa adwumako a wo to asase a edimu ene Palaton Properties. Palaton Properties e wo homa edidi so iso 0551 499 919 and answer 0243 354 100.
Adepanono kofa bae wasande 3CP papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese adepa de etwamu da wo de 3CP egu nsomu dware a ebo ho ban efimu amoa ho fa 3CP efrenso huru wanu anopa bia na ma wo se ho ban wonu aduane na eja ana esohie ehyewo a fa 3CP efrenso fifa so eno ano no wo hyewu wi a fa 3CP efra enso fifa so na beboa obebre 3CP ehye pimples empompo ekro na ekumkro enimnumu ya wonso 3CP so de enye na wo drugstores bia mu atufo ko adepa pharmacy ene SGSSB ene hwani mu okanshi fre 0302 664 832 kumase adepa pharmacy e wadum ene Hello FM ene hwani mu 3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo Sebamed range of products wona boafo
Ghana Fui Franco esa the electrical appliances for Frabejaswo washing machine agent woman yopo CCTV cameras any dog clear abi you know that seba mobile phones this iPhones Infinix Nokia Samsung any de keka ho anyone says na Franco ina obinya de papa ne border foam say Franco air conditioners every 1.5 adequacy 2.5 horsepower Samsung Franco TV every 32 adequacy 85 inches Franco essential tabletop double decker any chest freezers and change na mahoden kwa hwehwe Franco kwabata bi e benwo ne mum head office e wada braka one Roxy cinema ne die nimre friend 0246 422 338 in a 055-5939-311 Franco electrical appliances papa efie
3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo Sebamed range of products wona boafo
wa fi hwe sama ye wutna wi mema ne hu se ye ka no wasam o ka sa papa kesi ya no ba ha na ne nase atata ya o kasa no de nsa katana no no ame but we de ne say sa papa no
mate de mo kan nyina Spanish garlic mixture ene ne capsules adawroma ena mama pomodire sa no
wow why you nice and kasa Spanish garlic mixture ene ne capsule
eboa mo boje dia afusane wo nipadua no mu na aboa sisasabro anwotutuo hypertension ete cholesterol so obi o taadwo so ntentem pa gas gina wo yam ema akora amane amuhunu mafichi mu nyina atuatwa obu akura wadware wie no afa na ne ho ye ne hene
enti aso Spanish ginkgo capsules ana
Spanish ginkgo eno de ye nnuanu nura watwe free ginkgo biloba ene soya oil mu emma wadwemu so da ho
Martin so say yesi eye anti aging and ma good retentive memory
na ye to ne hene
Antec Herbal Center for ene ayi enye na pharmacies chemical and herbal shop apemfu abacho mo manufo no kwada wo ne mfedu mienu enka ho FDA agi edwedie nkra
shaping the nation. What was it went wrong? Hey, oh man. Shaping the nation. What was it went wrong? Hey, oh man. Shaping the nation. What was it went wrong? Hey, oh man.
Then I'm asking teacher, I'm going to be
okay. Chronicle ena ohai ochese opani bi ano century ni powura ebu kwansa oni hobio ode ato animu ha ena owura brand e champion chese ba enwomasua mu a enwomasua no nkoa no se teacher fo nya nkoa nchira de no eboa de na nso enema bebre nso ebehia ewo mu owura ntim fodjo nso ena wo chese yete ha ema oman Ghana fa ko aye pa mu chese enya fa hodie no emema mi no ma wade akogina ho twamfuni na ode sobo ebo aban no esan se saa nneɛma no enye ne kwan eno no enti the chronicle akese wum ena mabobo so yi mamemfa the new crusading the new weekend crusading guide enwie GJ abano eho asem ewo ha maame toko no nso na asem ewo ha say eno nso no or say the fresh 20 million suits nso akoto maame agrada so eno ewo ha enti bra new weekend crusading guide
no dia nso no komoro wawie
over bacho mawie
okay and ye na mo ase teacher ebeto aso what today's agenda
we show
I love it. We go.
GhanaSongs.org. Can you hear this song? If you hear this song, get your kicks on. No time, my brother. We gone. We gone. You know, we need a grow no more. We know for waste time for no pagan brothers. No more. They go see me for countryside. We be there, they go see me. They go follow man them go. For countryside, if we die, they go see me, they go follow man them go. For countryside, if we die, they go see me, they go follow man them go. For countryside, if we die, they go see me, they go follow man them go.
And good morning to Solomon Kwe, condolences to you.
Wait for nobody with a far corner, but to what yes with the
weekend day also Okra, your in-law,
so why you the hit man?
Madam Christiana Equia Ajeman,
and they bought me baseline. You say me you hint
Pig Farm, condolences to you
and
the family.
When I mean who's the fame will be all that. So what you make everybody go fall back. So when the good time comes, so the money pile up for the countryside. If you don't wanna go see the people, we start for the ride inside.
They go see me for countryside. If you die, they go see me. They go follow man them go. For countryside. If you die, they go see me. They go follow man them go. For countryside. If you die, they go see me. They go follow man them go. For countryside.
Now that those responsible for the lawful revocation of appointment at the Bank of Ghana
think about the place where I came from,
have come to their senses and taken corrective action, the GRA and other institutions must also act accordingly by reinstating all those whose appointments were unjustifiably terminated.
You're back against the wall. God is gonna send you an angel.
Sami Brian Boabain.
So don't stop, stay strong. It'll be overnight, it will take long. When you go 10 times down, you go rise 10 times up. Sing along.
Can you hear this song? If you hear this song, get your kicks on. No time, my brother. We gone. We gone. You know, we need a grow no more. We know for waste time for no pagan brothers. No more.
Good morning to Orayamua Finance and Administration, the New Patriotic Party.
They go follow man them go. For countryside. If we die, they go see me.
And good morning to Ukuseku Ewadamfa.
For countryside. If we die, they go see me.
Good morning to Ebusuafo Ewo Nyenyano.
No time, my brother. We gone. We gone. You know.
Good morning to Same Wosuhum.
No pagan brothers. No more. They go see me for countryside.
And good morning to Dad Anthony.
They go follow man them.
Love you and cancer. Good morning.
For countryside. If we die, they go see me. They go follow man them go. For countryside. If we die, they go see me. They go follow man them go.
Good morning to the owner of Chop House Pedia say Ringo and your friend on. Good morning to you.
Time no the wait for nobody with a far corner, with a body else with the waste time. Everybody get your own blessing. I touch my nasu will be so why you the hit man? By the time I'm with you so better when I be do I'm on the material and they me base.